Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the first episode of LeagueWise, a daily look at League of Legends, DFS style. I'm your host, Chad Finn. As we patiently wait for Summer Split to start, I thought it might be a good time to take a look back at the top players from a daily fantasy perspective per lane in the LCS, LCK, and LPL. Basically, a daily fantasy review of the 2020 League of Legends Spring Split. We'll start our review with the LCS Top Laners today. Tomorrow, we'll take a look at the LCS Junglers, so on and so forth, one lane per episode per day until we've covered every lane. We will then follow the same format for the LCK and then the LPL. The idea is to provide you, the League of Legends fan and daily fantasy player, more consistent and in-depth coverage of the pro League of Legends scene as it pertains to daily fantasy sports. And reviews are always important, as past experience can be an indicator of future outcomes. Before we get started, let me take a minute or few to introduce myself. My name is Chad Finn. I've been playing League of Legends since Season 6. I'm considered to be a casual player, but at 47, I am also one of the oldest ranked players on the North American server. I'm sure there are older, but not many. I'm most certainly in the top 1% of old guys. In trying to learn the game, I've watched a lot of League of Legends, followed the sport closely, and look forward to sharing my opinions and knowledge with you as we move into Summer Split. I will be the first to admit that I do not know everything, but I will work my hardest to know as much as I can and promise to share it through these videos. As a daily fantasy player, I've played most sports and am an avid DraftKings player with more than 17,000 tournaments played since 2016. I'm not a pro, but consider myself to be an above-average player that has won more than he has lost. Even though I love playing DFS football, basketball, and baseball, I've never had as much fun as I've had over the past couple months playing DFS League of Legends, as we've all been on lockdown. That is why I've decided to focus my efforts here in hopes that the DFS community interest will stay high even when the other sports return to action. Here's what you can expect from me. First of all, no guarantees. My intent is to help you better understand the game of League of Legends from a combined perspective of gameplay and DFS strategy. Hope you take that information and use it to win you some money, but ultimately that's going to be based on the choices you make. Second, expect content daily. My goal is to provide you with content 7 days a week, for the most part, without exception. You can always expect that content to be consistent and always League of Legends and daily fantasy related. Third, if you leave questions in the comment section, I'll do my very best to respond back to those as quickly as possible. And finally, free content. I have no plans of withholding anything in hopes of luring you into paying me monthly for more in-depth content. I'll be as transparent as possible and share whatever knowledge I have. This 100% means if you like my content, please support me by subscribing to the channel, hitting the like button, turning on notifications, and leaving comments as often as you can. Also, as one of the oldest League of Legends players in North America, I will be streaming my gameplay multiple times per week on Twitch. So if interested, you can also support me by joining my Twitch channel. The link will be provided in the section here below. Enough about me. Let's review the best DFS top laners from the LCS 2020 Spring Split. Understand this is simply a review. I'm not making any predictions, just giving you a bit of background knowledge you'll be able to use as we head into Summer Split. I'll be doing a video series previewing the Summer Split for LCS, LCK, and LPL before the start of those seasons. So here we go. Let's get started with number 11. Is Zoaz from the Immortals. At 26, Zoaz has been a pro since 2011, has played a total of 623 pro games on 69 champions with a career winning percentage of 57.6%. For spring 2020, he averaged a disappointing 12.37 DK fantasy points on 8 champions, compiling underwhelming stats in the process, finishing last in every category minus kill participation, where he finished 8 out of 11. As we head into Summer Split, this may be a position that the Immortals are looking to upgrade. We'll have to wait and see what Zoaz's future holds. At number 10 is Hunai from Team Dignitas. In his 6 years as a pro, Hunai came on the scene at 16 and has played in 414 pro games on 62 champions with an impressive career winning percentage of 62.3%. Hunai did struggle during the spring split, but did show some positive trends. Although he averaged a disappointing 14.38 DK fantasy points per game on 11 champions, He did manage to finish in the top 5 for gold per minute, gold share, and kill participation. These stats, along with his career win rate, could be signs that many of his struggles were more team-based, as Dignitas finished the split 9-11, and he could be an interesting off-split watch, depending on what teams might be in the market for a new top laner. At number 9, let me introduce you to Team Liquid's Impact, who averaged 15.04 DK fantasy points while playing 8 different champions. Impact's career started in 2012. He's played 588 pro games on 64 champions with a 63.3% win rate. At the age of 25, there is a chance that he's coming into the twilight of his career, as prime is typically considered to be 18 to 24. That said, he did manage the 4th highest KDA among LCS players, or top laners, I should say, coming in at 2.8. There are plenty of signs that could lead one to believe that his summer split could be more successful than his spring split was. At number 8 is HAUNTZER, top laner for Golden Guardians, who averaged 15.32 DK fantasy points while playing 9 different champions. HAUNTZER's career started in 2014. He's played 462 pro games on 52 champions with a career win rate of 58.9%. Although he struggled through most of the spring split, he did manage to rank 3rd in CS and gold per minute. Stats that could be significant, as more team success could lead to more carry or snowball opportunities from the Guardians top laner. At number 7 is Viper from FlyQuest. He averaged 16.27 DK fantasy points on 7 champions. Viper hit the pro scene in 2018, has 112 pro games under his belt on 27 champions, with a very underwhelming 50% win rate over his short career. Pretty much sums up his spring split as well. Ultimately, his lackluster performance led to him being replaced by Solo. We'll have to see what summer split holds for Viper, and honestly for the rest of his pro career. At number 6 is KUMO from Evil Geniuses, another middle-of-the-road top laner that was overall pretty average for a team that finished 2nd in the regular season with a record of 11-8 and averaging 17.7 DK fantasy points per game. At 20 years old, his career started in 2017. He's played 131 pro games on 30 champions with a very respectful career winning rate of 61.8%. There really isn't much else to say except he'll no doubt be given the opportunity to improve on those numbers going into the summer split, and is definitely an off-split watch. As we get ready to take a look back at the top 5 LCS top laners for the spring split, I want to take a quick second to thank you for watching. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to hit those like, subscribe, and notification buttons, as doing so will help me provide better content in the future. Coming in at number 5, as mentioned earlier, is Solo from FlyQuest, who was really a catalyst in FlyQuest's run to the spring final. At the age of 26, he's one of the oldest top laners in the LCS, with a career dating back to 2014, with 266 pro games on 36 champions and a career win rate of 52.3%. Despite having a mediocre career to this point, the fact that his opportunities were limited to only 4 regular season games on 3 champions, he did manage a respectful 18.46 DK fantasy points while finishing 2nd in kill participation among all top laners in the LCS at 70%. That number is high, and along with continued team success with him in the lineup, could point to a successful summer split. We'll have to see if FlyQuest can build on the late season success they had, carrying that momentum into summer split. Speaking of a successful split, I'm very interested to see what happens with number 4 on our list. Despite playing for the worst team in the LCS, Rune managed to have a productive split from the island known as Top, flexing the deepest champion pool in the spring split of 13 champions. He averaged 18.59 DK fantasy points per game and an LCS best kill participation of a ridiculous 73%. At 24, his career started back in 2017. He's played 161 games on 37 champions with a career win rate of 54.7%. Like I said, I'm interested to see if CounterLogic is able to retain his services for the summer split, or if another team will bring him on to solidify their top lane. In the right situation, I do believe Rune could be an absolute monster. We'll have to stay tuned and see what happens as we get closer to split. Holding down the number 3 spot is 100 Thieves top laner, SSUMDAY, who averaged 18.90 DK fantasy points through the spring split, while finishing top 3 in KDA, CS per minute, gold per minute, and gold share. Another player who went pro at 16, SSUMDAY is playing in his 8th pro season, has 539 pro games under his belt on 58 champions with a 54.5% win rate. Looking back on the spring split, I feel as though SSUMDAY did what 100 Thieves needs their top laner to do. He is as consistent of a performer as you're going to find in the LCS, and you should expect the same when playing him in your lineups during the summer split. In at number 2 is Broken Blade. Holding down the position for Team Solid Mid, he averaged 20.89 DK fantasy points, posting an impressive 3.8 KDA and a 65% kill participation, while playing 8 different champions through the split. In his prime, at the age of 20, Broken Blade's career started in 2016. He has 236 pro games under his belt on 49 champions with a career win rate of 55.9%. Broken Blade is definitely a player I'll be looking to during the summer split, especially if Team Solid Solo Mid can improve on their 9-9 record. Finally, and I warn you, this is going to be a theme or a pattern throughout this LCS spring split review, is Cloud9's LICORICE. We're going to see a lot of Cloud9 in occupying the top spots in all lanes. And in this case, the truth is it's not even really that close. LICORICE averaged 22.89 DK fantasy points per game while leading the LCS top laners with a 4.8 KDA, 8.6 creep kills per minute, and accumulated 416 gold per minute. As a player, I can tell you that those numbers are impressive at any level. Currently 22 years old, LICORICE went pro in 2017, has played 224 pro games on 41 champions with an impressive 62.9% win rate, making him arguably one of the best top laners in the world. What Cloud9 accomplished during the spring split was historically impressive, and the summer split might not look much different unless teams make major moves between now and June 13th to close the gap. I expect LICORICE's summer will look much like his spring, but we will take a more deeper look at that when we get closer to the summer split, when we will preview the summer sessions. So that's it. Episode 1's in the books. Hope you enjoyed it. I thank you for watching, and with your support, I promise to get better. If you haven't, please make sure to hit the like and or subscribe button below. And don't forget to check out tomorrow's episode when I'll review the LCS's best junglers, DFS style, of course. And again, thank you for watching. This is LeagueWise. I'm your host, Chad Finn, saying stay safe and see you tomorrow.